afternoon, everybody, and welcome back to the Nexus Gaming Series. I'm going to be your caster this afternoon, Bahamut. On the left-hand side, we've got Almost Legendary Ruby, and on the right is going to be Beast Coast. This is a Division B East matchup. Thank you all so much for joining me, and it is going to be a best of three at that. Let's really quickly jump over to the map bans, as we did have a couple of those as we got into this. The home team is going to be Almost Legends Ruby. They went ahead and won the coin flip. They opted for map pick as the priority for themselves, so they banned out both Sky Foundry and Alterac Pass. We have Tomb of the Spider Queen and Braxis Holdout going to be banned out by the members of Beast Coast, and Cursed Hollow will be our first map chosen by Almost Legends Ruby. Let's go ahead and jump back into our draft here really quickly and see what we're going to be getting, because I already saw one ban come through, and it's going to be a Falstead. Also, Tarez, Ash Mantle, Gaius, Aoi, thank you for coming by. I appreciate the support, my friends. I hope you're having a wonderful day. Doggy stream, maybe later we'll open up that bark box. How you doing, Taurus? How's your day going? Carson, how are you? Sorry, I was just looking at a message. I think that might be directed at me, but we might have a bark box for everybody. But thanks for coming by. Let's go ahead and dig a little bit further into a Cursed Hollow here. Globals are being removed thus far. I like that just right there, and they're going to take out the Diablo as well. Not going to want to deal with the strong initiation he brings to the table, as well as the overall power that he can bring to some of these team fights. I realize that my black shirt is like blending into the background pretty well, unless there's a green haze. That was a bit of a green haze. Either way, I was fiddling with my green screen a little bit right before we got started here, and I was just trying to get it balanced a little bit more. I think it might be better to invest in a second key light, but that's money. We have an Anubrak going to be banned out on the left-hand side, so we also have double globals being banned out and double tanks being banned out, but this is going to be an Abathur first pick on the right-hand side. I really like that as the initiator, but they're going to go ahead and clap back in a sense with a Sylvanas and a Joanna. I'm on my way back home from a night out with friends. Oh my god, that must be nice. How was it? Was it just barring? Was it foodin'? Was it a both? Did you see a movie? Tell me about your night. The Sylvanas Joanna, though, together is really strong in the push power department, as well as Joanna's strong to anchor in front of a lot of these enemy members. They could pick up something strong with the Abathur clone like a Genji or a Greymane here, but they're going to go ahead and grab the Ragnaros and ETC for now. Realistically, if I'm banning out on the left-hand side, I'd consider banning out Tyrande, or just maybe limiting that healer pool, or if you're afraid of it, you ban out something that's great as an Abathur clone. Illidan will be a great example of that, as well as a symbiote target. It's just a really, really great, symbiote target. Buses are creepy at this time. They're empty, but not completely, so it's just like people kind of like all over. Seems fine. Okay, good. I'm glad the camera seems fine. I thought you were like, I read it backwards and I thought you were saying about the buses. I was like, yeah, seems fine. Seems okay. Volatile to be banned out on the right-hand side. They just don't want to have any sort of aggression coming out from her. Food in chat. That sounds really good. I think that's gonna be my Friday night. Bandit, I'm gonna walk Bandit down to the bar with me, and we're just gonna go hang out and get some food. We are gonna be continuing into our draft here. Sylvanas will be the pickup under the Greymane. So more siege coming out for Almost Legends Ruby. Do they pick up the Tyrande to steal it away in a sense? No, they go for Anduin right there. Great AoE heal for the friendly team. It has a little bit of control themselves with that Chastise. Holy Word Salvation can be a great tool, or we could be seeing the Light Bomb and that paired into the Joanna, or even the Greymane, or even the Sylvanas. Are wonderful tools because you can throw it onto them and they all have good initiations to dive into the enemy team. Excuse me. To dive into the enemy team and get some don't mind those bust creeps, Kappa. But last two, I'm sorry, we've been a little all over the place, but that will be a Jaina pickup with a Tyrande. And I think the Tyrande is a really, really strong pickup, but the Jaina paired in the Abathur is incredibly strong as well. The clone will also benefit from the Abathur, or not the Abathur, but the Jaina Frostbite stacks that can be applied to people. The last pick, though, coming out from the left-hand side, they're going to be needing a solo lane to go into the Ragnaros Abathur. Something like a Dahaka here actually isn't that horrible. Dahaka's really strong into the Abathur, being able to push back the waves. Ragnaros, notably, is strong in doing the same thing, so you can just rotate the Dahaka across the map, but they're going to go for Malthael. They also do have the on a Pale Horse for that little bit of speed in between the lane rotations, but overall, from the start here, I really do like it. I really need a car, though. Public transportation after midnight is awful. I can imagine that just being, like, once midnight hits, it's just creepy. But the start of our draft, or this draft overall between these two teams, I really, really like it. I think they've got themselves strong pressure, strong map priority, and it's going to come down to the execution. I think the Abathur value will be strong, but will the clones be worthwhile, and will they get the value they're looking for? Greymane and Malthael and Sylvanas, they all dive so very strong. Will you want to be able to anchor for that friendly team? Nothing to mind. I'm the creep. Just, well, that's what they're creepy because I'm there. But we are going to be loading in here in just a second. Thank you all for joining, and we got 2 best of 3s for you all today. We got some good games coming up, so we'll go ahead and get into those. And then if we still have some energy, we still have some time, people still want to see them, I think we might jump into a replay or something. But hold on a second, I apparently have a friend request in Discord, and I want to make sure that this. Okay, cool, yeah. It's for a meeting tomorrow. Okay, all right, well, we're all set. We're all loaded in. Let's go ahead and get into our game number 1. On the left-hand side, we got the members of Almost Legends Ruby. We're going to be having Krovan going to be on the Sylvanas. Ripper is going to be on the Malthael. I thought there was someone else in top lane, honestly. And then we're going to be having Dr. Hawk is going to be on... Or maybe, I think it's Dark Hawk. That's probably correct. On the Joanna. Tribulation will be on the Anduin. And Emsa rounds up the team on the Greymane. On the right-hand side, we got the members of Beast Coast. Sarius.
Let the battle begin.
Sirius? I think we'll go with that. Sirius is going to be on the Tyrande. Gingy Boy is going to be on that ETC. We have Mega Muffin going to be on the Jaina. In the top lane, we have Monkus going to be on the Ragnaros. And in bottom lane, on the Slug, we have Sayin on this Abathur. But look at this bottom lane siege already coming in. Here, share about how you doing. Thanks for coming by, my friend. That's a great emote, Carson. I like that one. But we do have this bottom lane getting sieged in a little bit, and the one thing to note with Greymane is it's just such a strong sieger and has so much potential for themselves that I really like them just kind of opening up the match in that right and just taking that pressure and applying it immediately. We actually have Blast Furnace builds for this Ragnaros as well, that as Monkus will be rotating down to help out the friendly team to try and get rid of some of this damage. Krovan is going to go ahead and get the Banshees right out of there, and they'll be fine for now. A really strong setup so far for the members of Almost Legends Ruby, but they have managed to at least push them back a little bit on the side of Beast Coast. We have Abathur heading the top lane to make sure they're not going to miss out on that soak. Currently going to be a little bit ahead in the experience, but I think it's because of the fact that they're, one, have the Abathur soaking, and two, I think Ragnaros did pick up a little bit of rotation and wave soak in the initial game. I like this break off though coming out from the members of Almost Legends Ruby. They're going to be throwing their Greymane onto this left-hand side, grabbing the siege camp immediately as it spawns, so that way they've got some top lane pressure mounting. This will be the same lane as the first Punisher, or not the Punisher, the first Tribute. I got my mind on Infernal Shrines. I was joking with them right beforehand. I was just like, all right, because they were like, I think we're going to go to, and I was like, in my mind, I was like, Infernal Shrines, that's where we open up. And I told them that, and they were just like, oh, it was actually 50-50. Like, it was just, I decided on Cursed Hollow over Infernal Shrines for the game number 1. I was like, it's so close. But teams loving Infernal Shrines lately. It seems to be the high priority first map for a lot of these players. Abathur playing right in front of this gate, trying to bait Ripper in a little bit here, and they've got a wave with them. They've got the mark. They could dive over the wall while this minion wave gets the value, but they're like, you know what? I'm on a pale horse. I'm going to continue to rotate. I'll push out that top lane. Meanwhile, Greymane is going to go ahead and grab the Bruiser camp in the bottom left, or I guess in the left side of our screen, and just have that pressure mounting in the mid. 4-4 in levels. They're doing a great job of soaking experience on both these sides, making sure they're not falling behind. It looks like Malthael will be able to go ahead and grab this, and they continue to have the Siege Giants pushing up into this top lane, weakening up the front gate, but not going to be taking out much more than that. Jumping back into our bottom lane, where it seems like we've just had the infinite push, while Abathur almost has free lane pressure in their own favor. Hold on, that's going to be Ripper getting chased here. Monkus does have the Symbiote hat. They're going to use that Blast Furnace for the speed. These spikes coming out. They end up getting the pick, and first blood going over to the members of Beast Coast as they picked off the Malthael. No buyback or anything just yet. It's a little too early in the game for that one. Mid lane is still going to be pushing in. Saiyan doing their best to push this out with these Abathur hats, but it is going to be this night camp, which is going to be a little difficult for just the Abathur hat to push back, especially this early into the game. We do have Ragnaros already on the point going for the channel. It doesn't even look like they care for it on the side of Almost Legends Ruby, and they're going to continue to siege into this bottom lane. Dark Hawk, there we go. Dr. Hawk is also great as well, I'm not going to lie. But they're going to be just pushing forward and anchoring for the team. They don't have much mana, neither does Krovan. They need to play that a little bit slower, just making sure that they're not going to be caught out in that with too little mana right there. Sorry, I'm just looking like Bandit's just He's being a weirdo. And we'll just continue to have mid lane getting pushed out, and Munkus will do a little bit of double soak as well. I think Malthiel's also on kind of that on a pale horse duty, just doing that. But we will be having another one of these spawning in this mid-right position. We have a lot of Abathur mines around it as well, just to be able to scout out Ripper in these rotations. Abathur did go for the Carapace. I can't remember what it is off the top of my head. Reinforced Carapace at level 1. I think it's just gonna be a little more shielding, a little more of a band-aid for their friendly players. Usually we see the pressurized glands for that extra cooldown reduction. I think it's also radius from that as well. Realistically, they're gonna be trying to dive onto Krovan, and they aren't able to push forward enough with it, and that's going to be 7 talent tier here for the enemy team still. Meanwhile, in mid lane, we are gonna be having Ripper stepping forward onto Saiyan, who actually has to tap the well. I don't think they're gonna be able to deny that in oh, they trade out. I was just about to say, I don't know if they're gonna be able to deny the Malthiel pick up onto this. They could actually, he could pick up Mule. Abathur could grab Mule, drop the Mule down, and use the Abathur hat to hit it. But unfortunately, it's gonna be thrown right there. Meanwhile, in bottom lane, we're gonna continue to have this push. Yo, Venus, how you doing? Thanks for coming by, bud. Thank you for the biddies. Hard out sieging Abacop. I guess that's the strat. Yeah. Greymane dives in. That's gonna be Mega Muffin going down as well. We actually saw this not this composition, but we saw this kind of this play happened from the Ghillie Sharks last week in Division A. They were on Cursed Hollow, and they had a 7-minute, 20-second Cursed Hollow game, and that was like a Zarya, Greymane, I think there was a Sylvanas in there as well. And I think maybe a Tyrael. I can't remember, honestly. I can't remember the other bits of it, but look at that dive out from Emsa going ahead and solidifying another kill. But this is kind of the same situation as we saw with that one. They're constantly applying pressure through this lane, and they're just sieging into it. Meanwhile, the Malthiel's doing double rotation and making sure that experience is coming in for the friendly team. I was asking Stark in that game, and I was like, what happens at 10? And that was literally their game plan. It's just like, we don't care what they get. We don't care about the Abathur, which has map pressure or anything like that. We will get 10 first, we will push in, we will end the game, and you really won't have that value. And it seems kind of like it's a page taken out from that Ghillie Shark book. I don't know, maybe this is just something that's happening in all divisions, but at least the first one I saw it was in Div A, and so there might be the potential for exactly that. Still, if they want to try and beat that speedrun record, they got to do it in 1 minute and 20 seconds, and we'll see if they're able to do that here, as we do have the Ragnaros popping. The Molten Core form does end right there. Keep is still fairly healthy, but they almost have their 10s on the side of Almost Legends Ruby. Can they... Okay, they're going to be able to make it out alive. Anduin should be able to get another Divine Star if they want, but really here, this is when you have this 10 talent here, you shouldn't be backing off. They should be trying to siege in with that advantage, with that pressure. Unfortunately, I think so many members are low that they don't want to do that. The other factor too is they can grab this curse and they can potentially lock down the bottom lane keep. Oh, and if they have the boss with it as well, this is a hard spot to be in on the side of Beast Coast as well. Because the one thing I want to highlight here is you don't have 10 talent here. Your enemy team has opened up bottom lane quite a bit. This is a curse point in their favor, and they're kind of missing on map. You can maybe deduce that they're on boss. Abathur might be able to throw a mine over there, but still, no 10s achieved, and that's just going to be them cycling around. Maybe they'll poke at this while Abathur soaks for 10. They're not too far off. Abathur's going to be going to the top lane, body soaking, and here it is. Okay, we'll also take a look at some of the other numbers. Tribulation is going to go ahead and get stunned out right there. Nice sentinel from the Tyrande. That's going to be Wailing Arrow from Sylvanas as well. Shadowstalk was used. Abathur still soaking in the top lane. Actually going to use the clone onto ETC, and that's going to be double ETC coming into this. There's going to be a lot of control, but maybe not enough damage. It might have been a misclick as well. They could have been trying to go for Mega Muffin realistically, but at least that's what I'd be going for. Bless Shield goes out right there, stuns out once again. That's a long cooldown just to get a stun out on this curse point. Krovan is able to get behind the wall, but Ragnaros will be going down just above us. Greymane gets picked off in the counter, and that's going to be the light bomb going out from Anduin. They find this ETC, and they're going to body block a little bit. Last Rites goes out from the Malthiel. Doesn't go down immediately, but they still get them, and I believe that was still long enough, or short enough for a stack right there. Boss is now sieging in through bottom lane. Ripper taking a lot of damage. They go down, but with that allows them to now pick up this bottom lane, this curse. And this boss will be sieging in through bottom lane. Abathur will do their best to try and defend this, but I don't think they're going to be able to do enough to stop the boss. The slam, ooh, this might be close. Oh, Ragnaros with the Molten Core right on time right there. That's really good. Greymane racking up the kills, yeah. They had no mana to continue pushing in. I know, but it's one of those things that like I was wishing that they didn't have that mana issue and they could have just kept sieging in, because the 10 talent here would have been so much pressure, and that would have definitely been a keep going down. Greymane, to note, in the top lane will be sieging up there. Malthael is back, and so they're going to be going ahead and grabbing the camp in the bottom left for themselves, or for the team right there. And they're going to continue, I would say they're going to try and poke onto this. 1,014 health onto it, so they'll grab Siege Giants. I don't think they have vision of the enemy team here. Actually, they do. So they know. Grande is going to be at least stunning one out right there. But with all this, they should be able to confirm the bottom lane keep. I don't know if they're going to be able to stop this whatsoever. Mule does come down once again, and that will stall it out. Bandit, you're okay, bud. It's going to get a little bit of health right there. But now Girona steps forward and just like, we want to end this. That's going to be a Wailing Arrow from Sylvanas as well. Light Bomb comes out onto Dr. Hawk. Excuse me, Darkhawk, and that's going to be a solo mosh. Unfortunately, they get knocked right out of there. Leap of Faith coming out from the Anduin. Chastised to connect onto one. They're getting a lot of damage in there, but Sylvanas will be the first one to go down in this engagement. 13 Talonteers against the enemy team, but they're chasing into this because they've got more members in this engagement than the opposing side that are running away. That's going to be the Shifting Meteor going down, and they get the Joanna, they get the Anduin. They actually will be able to steal away their camp on the enemy side. Meanwhile, there's going to be Siege Giants approaching this bottom lane keep, or core, and trying to push in. Sorry, I'm looking at the minimap and I'm like, is Monkus gonna be able to scout this out? So I want to jump between this vision because I'm not sure if they're gonna. They did leave this. Are they just gonna try and siege in through mid lane and try and push this out? Well, the enemy team is on this boss. It's really, really close by, and they definitely have the vision on the Greymane who siege. Ooh, no, wait, no, they're gonna be potentially coming into this, but they don't have the full team. This is really, really risky. They actually popped the Abathur clone as well, and if that was really their goal, that's a huge win for them because Abathur not having that in the next engagement means that they can try and push in just a second here. As Greymane will dive forward using these Razor Swipes to try and make their way out. That's going to be an attempt to sidestep. Molten Core coming out from Monkus as well. The friendly team needs to get out of there. That will be the swipe coming through. They don't connect onto anyone, and a lot of abilities are being used here with no major value for the friendly team. Pen not useful if you can't cast it, sadly. Oh yeah, no, I agree. Nice rag play to save the keep. I agree. Very good rags play to save that keep right there. But it still goes down. It just the nice thing is it now forces that enemy team to deal with it a little bit longer in these engagements, and so they're not able to then just rotate around the map and get the value that they're looking for. They have to kind of bloodthirst over this bottom lane keep. But we have another tribute spawning. It won't be curse potential for any team, but it will kind of put them in that right on the side of Beast Coast. That was a close boss call. I think it could have been. Oh wow, Emsa getting that power slide and burst coming out from Mega Muffin. Really, really good combo coming out from Beast Coast as they're going to shift this power around. Look at Abathur's positioning in bottom lane as well. They have no keep there. Power slide forward from the ETC. Moshpit is up and available, and they're going to go ahead and pick off the Malthael before they even get a last right potential stack. And I noted this in the last fight. I thought that they got that last right stack on the ETC when they went down. It wasn't quick enough. It was outside of the 2 seconds. Excuse me. I was like 2 seconds or 5 seconds. It's down to 5 seconds, I think. Where did you go? There you are. By 5 seconds to a minimum of 15. There we go. I know how to read. We are going to be rotating into our 16s in just a moment here. A little bit faster for the members of Beast Coast as this game is starting to unfold. That Ragnaros pressure with this lava wave is going to continue to get value here. Really good timing on this as well to get the minion wave as it spawns from the keep, so that, or the core, so that way that this top lane is going to push in so much easier, and they've got their own already coming into the lane. You can see that top lane won't have one for, well, until basically all these get into mid, and it's basically we're just hitting on all these points because these teams are just kind of in a lull in the game. We're waiting to see if the members of Almost Legends Ruby are going to be able to defend against this, or will they have to eat a curse themselves, and will Abathur get value on the map here, being able to body soak and kind of... They want to take down this Greymane before this even happens, but they might have stepped too far forward into this corridor as well. Wailing Arrow doesn't go out, actually. I thought it did right there, but that's going to be the light bomb onto a couple. Greymane goes down. Ragnaros to be picked off in the trade. Malthael to be picked off as well. Power slide from the ETC, but there was no mosh, but I think it was used a couple seconds ago there. As we can see, it's on a 108 cooldown, and this is going to be Krovan in a bit of a rough spot. Sylvanas gets tossed away. Darkhawk is trying to make it out alive, and they go down as well. This is a huge pickup for the members of Beast Coast. The longer this match goes, the more Abathur can work as magic. I agree. So much burst on Jaina. Ed, Absolutely. And that's actually a big thing, because that was what I was noting at the start of this game, is when I was noting the Gilly Shark game, when I was asking them and they were talking about, you know, Abathur value and all of that kind of stuff, and what happens when they hit 10. The response was, we win this before 10, otherwise we're in a bit of a rough spot. And we can kind of see that happening right now. You know, we're post 10, we're getting into that late game, and Abathur really starts to blow up and get a lot of value for the friendly team. We are only one regen glove away for that Fingers of Frost for the Jaina as well, so that's going to be increased damage on top of what she's already done. Speaking of what she's done, let's actually look at the damage number. 40,000 in hero damage. And, you know, not to say that they're not doing anything on the other side, because 33,000 on that Sylvanas as well on the other side. But still, Jaina really putting in some work and getting a lot of good value in there. Ragnaros does have that lava wave up and available. Might wait until the curse is over, but I think they're just going to send it right through top lane right now, and that's going to be just that periodic catapult pressure going to be minimized down there. Meanwhile, Abathur in bottom lane is getting a ton of value. Look how pushed out this is. Ragnaros will also go ahead and jump into the mid lane for it. That will be the Jaina being cloned right now, and they're just going to try and use this Jaina clone to burst down this keep as much as possible. Also going to be having Ragnaros throwing out a little bit of damage. They do have some time left on this Jaina clone. They could try and take a fight, but now that this is going to be ending, they back off. They at least get the slow onto Emsa right there. We do have Ripper grabbing the camp in the top left of our screen. Meanwhile, Abathur did get a fort during all of that. They have some bottom lane pressure that's going to be pushing out. Really good value from them, and they even up this map quite a bit. All that's the only thing that's really, I guess, different between the two is just the keep value in the bottom lane. But with the push power that's been coming in lately, there's definitely a possibility for this mid lane keep to be going down, as well as a siege into bottom lane. Sentinel will be coming out for the members of the red team, and actually show their vision really quickly as they were scouting out that boss. They will see that there's a camp above, and they just maybe got a peek of that Joanna for a second right there. And people are going to be rotating through. They have the there's another Sentinel coming out. They've got these Abathur mines, which scout out a little bit, but it seems like this is just going to be a fake for the boss, and if they don't get baited into it, then it'll be smart for them, so that way they don't have to take a fight pre-20, and they can wait for that 20 talent tier. These Sentinels coming out are just really, really smart from the team, but they're going to try and go for the boss, and it's showing. They know that they're on this. Abathur clone isn't going to be up for 8 seconds. They might have to delay until then. This was, I think, they were just starting the boss and waiting for the bait to maybe come in. That's going to be the Blessed Shield coming out. Also going to be the Light Bomb onto a few. Wailing Arrow onto a lot right there. Lacerates goes out into one, but that's going to be the ETC getting taken down. This is exactly what they wanted on the side of Almost Legends Ruby, as that's going to be a 3-for-1 trade. And if I was sitting on the side... Oh, no. Banshee's forward. The double Banshee's forward. That's going to be Jaina with the root, excuse me. That numbing blast, and there's no Wailing Arrow or anything, but that's going to be Jaina able to make it out alive. And wait, did they find themselves an Abathur? There's no way he's out of that. Ooh, that turnaround from Almost Legends Ruby right there. That was, honestly, I wasn't expecting that fight to go that way, but they got everything they wanted in that team fight. Everyone locked into a tight corridor. They were able to get the Blessed Shield combo. They were able to get the Wailing Arrow, so there was no mass heal coming out from the friendly team, from that Tyrande, so she couldn't use... I think she did get Shadow Stalk off at some point during that game, during that engagement, because I think it's 80 seconds on that one, if I'm not mistaken, 90 seconds. So there was a Shadow Stalk maybe used right at the start of it, but unfortunately, that's... I mean, like, fortunately for the members of Almost Legends Ruby, that is a really strong pickup for them. They also close that experience gap. They find themselves 20s right here. We do have that heroic difficulty for the Ragnaros, so it's going to be, I believe it's damage and cooldown reduction.
The team's core is under attack.
Oh no, they're trying to push in top. Excuse me, hold on. Leap of Faith pulls Dark Hawk out of there. Health and damage. Okay, so it's health and damage and cooldown reduction. Okay. DETC does have that Death Mosh. We have that Winter Mute for the Jaina. We actually have the upgrade, the Evolutionary Link. Increase the duration of Ultimate Evolution by 50% as long as the Ultimate Evolution is live. The original target clone gains shield equivalent to 25% of their maximum health, refreshes every 5 seconds. I've personally never taken that. I've always gone for Hive Mind, just because it has so much value. I think CC value from ETC clone is ruining this Greymane and Anduin, I think is a wise clone choice. I agree. I was actually expecting the Abathur to be cloning the Jaina as much as possible, because that's such a strong... Or not the Jaina, excuse me. The Greymane. Because... Oh my... I'm so backwards. No, I had it right. The Jaina. Apparently I didn't eat enough for dinner, and I'm just already just low on blood sugar. But the Jaina being the clone typically is what we see is just because you have so much burst potential. But if you have a lot of control in the team fight, and that's really starting to turn it around for them. Seems like they want to try and death march this in a sense into this bottom lane and try and take the game. Let's cycle through some of the other numbers really quickly because we've seen the towns for quite some time. This is just going to be a siege in through bottom lane. Can they make this defense on the side of Beast Coast, or the members of Almost Legends Ruby take us into game number 2, up 1 game? Ragnaros, oh, the chest doesn't go out, but I don't even think that really would have gotten them the value. That's also going to be the lava wave on top of all of the Shadow Stock was used, and everything is just going to be blown out right there, as that's going to be a lot of good burst going on in Tribulation. Anduin going down, power slide from the first ETC. Second ETC comes out, and a little bit of a dance party is used right there. They almost zone out the Joanna right there, and they will be able to get the pick onto them. They refocus their sights onto the core. This is going to be curse up and available, but it really doesn't matter, as that will only be yielding them a 2 out of the 3 tick mark. And I would be, oh wait, hold on, Jaina coming down here immediately trying to get the burst onto Ripper. Oh, that's going to be ETC still alive, or at least the clone's still alive because of the increased time. Nice use of the ice block to deny the last right stack onto the Malfield. I don't even think that would have killed Mega Muffin, but still really good play coming out in that right. Core is at 45%, and they don't have a curse. Oh, actually, hold on, lies. Abathur, by the way, hold on, Mule, where are you hiding? There you are. Look at that little mule doing work. They're going to go ahead and grab this bruiser camp on the top, or on the left-hand side. I wanted to look at the boss really quickly. It's 2 minutes on that. I think this one just got picked up, yeah. So they have this bruiser camp coming in. They're going to be able to have that anchor into this keep, and I think they're going to be able to take this down. Now, I don't think they're going to be able to end here. Greymane's up in 1. Gohanna's up in 3. Malfield's up in 25. I think this is a keep, and then they back off, but the pressure, them walking forward. Okay, no, they're gonna back off, and that's just gonna be them going for the. They should be able to actually grab this when this pops up in just a few moments. It won't actually yield them a curse, but still just taking it off. What did Rag take at level 20? Heroic difficulty. Molten Core has 25% increased health and damage, and its cooldowns reduced by 50 seconds. I've seen this one actually here and there. Because I actually think Ragnaros has really good 20 talent tier upgrades outside of just the heroic upgrades. So like the second lava wave is always great, but Submerge is pretty strong. Actually, I think there was actually a nerf that came into Submerge, and it's like not as valuable. But I've always like, if I don't go for second lava wave, I've always really liked heroic difficulty myself. Makes that defense a little bit better. And speaking of, I'm actually curious, what's the? Sorry, I know we're not really looking at things here, but I'm just curious. So it's 120 seconds, and you're taking 50 seconds off of that. No, it's not bad. This wraparound to try and get a keep. I don't know how I feel about this, because they all hearth back. They got that point, and I think they were already in the heart. That's going to be the Molten Core used right there. Do they get one swing? They don't connect on anyone. That's going to be the lava wave coming forward as well. Krovan taking so much damage. Leap of Faith pulling them out. And the double. Oh my god, they use the double Banshees, but they don't get out of there. And that's also going to be Ragnar solidifying that kill with the chase in that Molten Core. Meanwhile, in bottom lane, they are going to be having catapults and mounting, but Dark Hawk is able to get out. Oh, no, they're not, as they go for a little bit of a dance. The Indestructible save them, but they still go down right there. These catapults on core. These need to be, I mean, I can see that there's Abathur mines right there, but they need to take care of these catapults quickly. Okay, we got some catapults spawning, and they'll take care of it. But now, with all of that, with the 3 kills that they just got, they're making the power move, and they're going straight for core. Ripper is going to sidestep all that damage, but they don't really care about it. They're going to be going in. Oh, Ripper throws the last rights on, and you can see it gets barely any value right there. Meal no longer generic if only Abathur has it. You should stop at 69 or inspired. Alrighty, Core going to be going down by that Greymane on the right-hand side, but they can't race an entire team, and that's going to be game number 1 going over to the members of Beast Coast. GG, well played. Get rid of Mule? No, never get rid of Mule. Mule good. Except Abathur, who has no business using Terran units. I mean, Illidan talks about darkness texting him, so I'm gonna let that one lie. That Molten Core was really good. What's up, Migs? I'm gonna go with Migs. Core, how you doing? Thanks for coming by. Ronda all into that wave was sick. I agree. That slows. How you doing, Lorelai D'Angelo? Thanks for coming by.
Oh, bitch.
Thank you, Moist Weenus, for the 69 bits, my dude. I really appreciate that support. All absolute legends had to do is kill core instead of taking boss. Yeah, I think they might have been able to do that. Yeah. Hard fought, GG. Well, it's a best of 3 too, so we're not done whatsoever. We got a lot of games coming at your face. Let me actually get a message out to the teams and find out what they want to do. So I'm just remembering who's on what team and who I need to actually message. First pick or map pick? Thank you all for hanging out. If you are new to the stream, you've stumbled upon, or this is your first time, welcome. My name is Bahamut. I do a lot of casting. My co-caster Bandit apparently doesn't feel like being in here tonight. My dude. Bandit bud. Well, there might be a bear outside. He might be sitting by the door. Yeah. There's a bear outside. Bandit bud, come on. Come on, bud. Alrighty, but yeah, we're gonna be... We won, so they pick... Oh, did I have this... Did I write it down backwards? I did. Okay. I already know what map it is. We're good. They actually messaged me. Hi, bud. Thank you. Thanks for defending the house from all the bears. Good boy. Where's Bandit at? He's probably sitting by the back door. If there's a bear wandering around, like, he'll just go and sit and like stare at the door. And then if I let him outside, he just runs back and forth. But he's back. Sorry, I'm just making lobby really quickly. But there you go. There's my co-caster Bandit. The best boy. Alright, let's update the team score as well. Cool. Or wait, no, that's not right. I'm doing everything backwards today. I messaged the wrong team, too. I didn't know you were Canadian. Did I do an A?
Oh,
Slexia, thank you so much for the 69 bits. I appreciate that. Don't forget to update scores. I am horrible with updating scores, but we did it. So we'll get the members of Beast Coast in here, and then we'll get the other team in, and we'll get going. Sorry, someone's asking me an admin question, and I'm trying to figure it out. Sorry, I'm just updating some people really. Oh, nope. Swap team. Swap team. There we go. What? I'm so confused. Oh. Well, yeah, I know. To invite. I'm getting a reminder to invite the teams to lobby, and I'm like, yeah, I know. I'm just waiting on the players. Like, I invite one team, I get their players, and then I invite the other team. Either way. I knew he was Canadian. Canadian, Romanian, Baldy Beardy. I'm not Canadian. You were talking about bears outside, so nonchalantly I thought you were Canadian. No, I live in a forest in California. This is actually my first time on your stream. Impressive work. Thank you so much, Goliath. I appreciate that. I hope you're having a wonderful day. Thank you for supporting and watching. Just let Bandit take over the cast? Yeah. Oh, stop it. Thank you, Lorelai D'Angelo. I appreciate that. All right, we got everybody in here, and let's see if the teams are ready. And then we'll get going into our next game. I also just wanted to update my little caster tool, and we'll get that all set up. All right, cool. Oh, okay. Well, apparently we have to go to the bathroom in between games, so we're just going to be waiting. He can fumble here or there when action gets hot, but the most part he's concise, he's good, speaking voice is clear. I do trip over my words quite a bit. My brain goes faster than my lips can sometimes. He just sometimes forgets words for things. That is true. We do have... Oh, okay. I like the chat interaction during slow parts of the game, to be honest. That's my favorite part, too. Everyone does. My only major pet peeve is when people constantly mix up hero names. I do my best with that one. Bandit is being a bad boy, destroying his toys. He's actually being really good. Not destroying his toys. And he fell asleep. Oh, yeah. He's tired. All right, so I hate BMing teams, but we're 45 minutes into one game. Mix up actual hero names? Damn, that's rough. It's hard. I mean, sometimes you want to say one thing and you're like, you want to say Arthas, but your brain says Artanis. Baja can take that time when people are taking and clearing waves to interact with us, which is nice. Yeah, I enjoy that. Why doesn't Bandit get a matching background? Because that would require me to get, like... I would literally have to green screen, like, this whole area... And then I would have to get a light that comes in right here, and that's my only way out of the room. So I'd have to go under this. Okay. I'm going. Okay, we're going. Alright. We have our game number 2. Let's get into this. We're going to be heading into...
Dragonshire.
Alrighty, everybody. Because I want to be the only star? Absolutely. No, it's honestly, it'd be such an insanely... It'd be such a pain in the butt setup, and it'd make this room so much hotter. Because I'd have to have a third or fourth light just to get his green screen to be proper. Alrighty, everybody, welcome back into the Nexus Gaming Series. I am your caster, Bahamut. On the left-hand side, we have Almost Legends Ruby, and on the right is going to be Beast Coast. We are in our game number 2 of our Best of 3 series, and we're going to be heading into Dragonshire. Let's check out our maps. Also, Jinxie Cat, how you doing? Thanks for coming by. I hope the wedding was an absolute blast. Tell your mom to slide the chicken tendies under the door. I don't know what that's for, but I like it. Alrighty, the home team this evening is going to be Almost Legends Ruby. They went ahead and won the coin flip, which they opted for map pick. Volskaya and Alterac Pass were banned out by them. Tomb of Spider Queen and Braxis Holdout were banned out by Beast Coast. Cursed Hollow was the first map chosen by Almost Legends Ruby and Dragonshire, and won by them. Excuse me. Oh my god, I can't talk today. And won by Beast Coast. They opted for, hold on. Sorry, I wrote this backwards. I knew I was doing something wrong here. Something fell off. There we go. All right. Dragonshire was the map choice of Almost Legends Ruby. I was like, no, I have this wrong. I know I do. All right. Let's go ahead and get into this as they've had map priority this entire evening, and that's what they've been enjoying quite a bit. But we have ourselves not in the game anymore. I didn't realize this. We are apparently going to be DCing. Team 2... Yeah, that's my bad. I'm just going. We're going. Alrighty. There we go. We actually have our game. Let's actually get into it. Alrighty, everybody. Welcome back. We're on Dragonshire. Game number 2. Let's go ahead and get into our draft here. We have first pick, first ban over on the side of Beast Coast, and they're going to go ahead and get rid of a Kael'thas immediately. This is a fairly large map, so we often do see a priority onto Dahaka a little bit, but we are actually going to also see a ban onto Rexar, liking that a lot more. Tetcher and I had a lot of fun. He says hello, by the way. Tell Tetcher I said hi and give him a big ol' hug from me. That's going to be the Chen being banned out as well. Chen notably, so before Chen even had the changes that came through when we did the, when there were the speed changes, like that patch that buffed Chen or changed or gave him a rework, he did have a buff like a long time ago, and this was the one map where he was considered strong in the solo lane in that top lane, and we're not going to be seeing it here, but Abathur will be banned out by the members of Almost Legends Ruby. They just don't want that Abathur popping up in this game. But Sylvanas, that first pick on the right. Joan will be the pickup on the left. Do they go for the Greymane right for it right away? Like, that Greymane was so very powerful in some of these team fights. Ghost Bear, thank you so much for the... Thank you so much for the 100 bits. I appreciate that, my friend. Thank you. How you doing? Hope you're having a wonderful night. Jinxie Cat, we have 3 matches next week when you get back. Wait, really? I just realized that game has 10 maps and counting. That the game has 10 maps and counting? Yeah. Wait, hold on. Wait, 10 maps? No, it has more. They have Hanamura, Garden Terror. It's the map pool for Nexus Gaming Series is the only thing that I'm shown, but there's more maps than just that. Did you marry Tetcher? I was like half hoping it'd be like now we have Tetcher Cat. All right, we have our map or bands going through here. Let's actually dive into this a little bit further. Sylvanas, Malthael, ETC on the right-hand side. So they're going to be taking the Malthael for themselves. Going to have that little bit of, if they go for it, that on a pale horse for the quick rotation. Siege in from Sylvanas is strong. We did see the ETC was very powerful right there. Vala being picked up this game on the left-hand side. Interesting with that. We actually didn't highlight that at all. And Greymane's still up and available. It seems like maybe they just want that. Beldurus, Belduri. Thank you for the follow. I appreciate that. Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday there are games. Wow. When does Jinxie Cat come back? Are we playing D&D this Sunday or Saturday, Jinxie? Lieutenant Morales is banned out as well. Are they Juice Pirates? Rhaegar going to be picked up on the left-hand side with a Phoenix as well. All right, let's pair in the rest of this draft. They're going to be needing a main tank and a little more damage on the side of Beast Coast. I like the Cassia there for some dives, some blinds. That'll make Vala's life a little difficult, as well as Rhaegar and Phoenix. Stukov for the support. That's going to pair well into that ETC. The Lurking Arm underneath the ETC when they mosh, that's going to be really powerful. Or even just into the back line to kind of force the enemy members back who are trying to interrupt said mosh. And just overall, just checking in bushes, that Lurking Arm is really powerful for that as well. Some maps have been scrapped. I mean, well, they're just pulled from rotation, is I think the proper way. They don't allow Blackhearts, it's too hard. Yeah, Blackhearts Bay, that one's not in the rotation as well. Jinxie's alive. Goliath, thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate that, my friend. Juice Pirates with an ETC? Absolutely. Juice Pirates on any map. It's doable. It's possible. It's plausible. 15 maps and counting. That. I'm not even going to say it. We're just going to say 15 maps and counting. Haunted Mines. We'll just leave a little tasks that are going to be coming in right now. I'm so sorry. We barely covered that draft at all. I apologize. I'm all over the place this afternoon, but we do have our game. We're going to be loading in here in just a second. The big question is, can Almost Legends Ruby take this game and take us to a game number 3, or are we going to be having Beast Coast clear this up? No, thank you. I enjoy your commentary. A lot appreciate it. It's hard to find. Thank you so much. Thank you. I apologize that I suck at saying people's names and I read everyone's chat wrong because, hey, sometimes my brain likes to move letters around. It's really fun. I enjoy it. Thank you. Yes, we have D&D on Saturday? Yes! By the way, Jinxie who's in chat, is almost near her affiliate. Go ahead and follow her and watch the D&D stuff that we do on Saturday because it's hilarious and it's fun and you'll have a great time. But we got a game. Let's get into it. Wrong button. Wrong button. There we go. All right, all of it I think worked out. Let's get into this. On the left-hand side, we have Almost Legends Ruby. We have Tribulation going to be on the Rhaegar. We'll have Ripper going to be on the Vala. Krovan will be on the Tassadar. Darkhawk is going to be on the Joanna, and we have Emsa going to be on the Phoenix. Some role swaps going to be happening between these two teams. On the right-hand side, trying to close it out in a 2-0 fashion, we got Beast Coast. We're going to be having Gingy Boy going to be on the ETC. Monkus will be on the Sylvanas. Mega Muffin is going to be on that Cassia. Sirius, I think it is going to be on the Stukov, and we have Saiyan going to be on the Malthael in mid lane. Let's go ahead and check this out. Look at this bottom lane siege already coming in. Sylvanas locks it down a little bit. Look at ETC just pressuring this out as well, just so that the team can get a little extra damage with that Lightning Fury from the Cassia as well. Let's go ahead and just get our vision set up here for these teams and find someone without a questing talent. There we go. And let's further expand our sights into these games. It looks like Malthael will be doing some double duty between top and mid. Blackheart sucks if you ask me. I like playing it. I like the thing is, like, I enjoy this game so much. It really, like, there's the only map that I'm not the biggest fan of is Warhead Junction. I'll play it. It's just you'll get an audible groan from me just about every time. Bahamut put the big red button on and it wasn't sure. No, I accidentally hit the draft button instead of hitting the cast button, so it was taking us to the draft screen, which would it doesn't have everything set up properly like this, where it has our little best of 3. Our team names are different, as well as the channel name and everything is going to be right there. But either way, it looks like we're going to be having kind of to me it looks like Beast Coast is taking what Almost Legends Ruby in game number 1 did and applying it here. They're having Malthael double soak between top and mid, and they've got a strong, I'd say moderately strong siege composition. I would have liked to see Mega Muffin being swapping out the Cassia for the Greymane. I like the idea of the blinds here because it's just going to be able to kind of answer that Vala and also the Cassia. Oh, that's going to be first pick onto the Joanna right there. That's a big pickup because that's the main. That's your front line being taken out, and if Sylvanas is able to pump that trait into this front gate, they're going to be able to secure this a little bit faster. But I do like this rotation off to the camp. ETC will be going ahead and getting forced off this point. No one going to be holding over top lane, or at least we can see that the Phoenix has it for now. This will be bottom picked up as well, but I don't think anyone's going to be there in mid for the channel just yet. Malthael going back into the top lane. We are going to be seeing Krovan sitting on this point as long as possible. They try and... No, actually, no one going... I thought I saw them on the minimap moving up, but they're just going for the siege camp right now. I don't know if the early Sylv cheese is worth the risk anymore now that towers give such little. It's the other thing too is it's not so much, you're not really going for the experience in these situations, as you're trying to get to the well. On maps, on many maps, especially maps like this where you have top lane and bottom lane objectives, or you have objectives that you need to sustain over in that right, this is an important factor. You can actually see them stepping up and trying to go for that well. If you remove the lane sustain, that makes it so much harder for the enemy team to just stay in this lane. They have to rotate to the mid lane or back to their keep from this point to actually get any sort of healing outside of their supports, Mana being that exact example. Now, if they can take down this front gate as well, that means they can do things like this, where they can step forward. Yeah, they might get shot by the tower, but that means they can be more aggressive than lane, force back the enemy team, and that's going to be Malthael being picked off in their rotations by Emsa, so at least they're going to be trading that out. They don't have that rotation soak coming in, and I think the Phoenix will be going ahead and jumping onto this point. Yeah, they use the blink for that just to make sure that they're going to be cutting that time out, making sure that no one's able to just jump into mid lane and capture the Dragonite, because if you don't know, it's actually faster to channel the Dragonite than it is to channel these points. I think from one side to the other, so full bar, I believe, is 8 seconds a channel, and I think the Dragonite is only like 4 itself or something, or like 3.5 or something. There was something I saw not too long ago, it actually broke down the exact timing, but that is one fact that I've always known, is that you can channel the Dragonite faster than you can channel these points. Once again, Krovan coming in for this flank, going to be throwing out that Psionic Storm, going to be stepping, or questing that up a little bit faster to try and get to the halfway mark at 500. They also use that Dimensional Shift to get through. That's going to be a decent cooldown right there. They're focusing onto Ripper right there, vault forward. That's going to be Mega Muffin going in as well. You can see that they're going to be taking those shots from the tower. That's a little bit of a risky spot right there. They're going to be trying to spread the push around, but Cassia goes down a bit of a step forward too far right there, and now this chase onto Monkus will secure a kill for the members of Almost Legends Ruby. The aggression in bottom lane was a little overextended, and they get picked off. That step forward from Cassia, taking shots right there from the tower, was the window they needed on the side of Almost Legends Ruby to kind of turn this bottom lane around. I saw Emsa disappear, and I'm like, did they get the pick? No. Well, fine. Use your logic and proof. I hope you're happy. I'll be just sitting here wrong. No, I didn't mean to I don't mean to insult or anything like that. It's just that's just the way that I see it. Everyone's open to interpret this game differently. Like a bronze, silver, gold, platinum, diamond, master, grandmaster. Everyone will look at this game in a different light and have their own way of approaching it, even outside of just their rank as well as their role. Like a solo laner is going to look at this map completely different than a main tank or a support or a range carry or anything like that. They're all going to look at these opportunities differently, and that's why the compositions are so strong together. So this is just me pushing community logic into this and just hoping that I'm right. A lot of it is just me hoping that I'm right. Lapetis, thank you for the follow. That's probably it's probably Lapitz actually. But thank you for the follow. I appreciate that support. This is going to be the Sylvanas stepping forward once again. Power slide from the ETC. Stasis coming out from the Tassadar. They're going to be able to back up right there. Ripper taking a decent amount of damage. Does have to use the Volt right out. Krovan going to get targeted, but they might have stepped a little too far forward once again. And Cassia being picked off. This is the exact same thing we just saw, and this is also going to yield them a little more experience. We do also see Phoenix having their Phoenix going down in this top lane. We'll actually cycle through some of the other numbers because I'm curious what they've done damage-wise as what they're looking like in the experience department for hero kills as well as the healing numbers coming in, but it's pretty close. I mean, 1,000 hero damage roughly between the two teams. We have the Dragonite availability for a second there, as that will be Tribulation going for the channel. We do have the Cassia back in and coming into the friendly team, but 10 talent tiers here for the enemy side. No, I'm just jabbing at myself. You're good. Okay. He's pushing for Asmodan meta. Seriously? That's my boy. Oh, the Ancestral healing not connecting in time right there, and that's going to be the Vala going down. They do have the channel potential in mid lane, but that's going to be the Phoenix is going to be over there, and they're going to have to kind of 1v1 over that. That will be the force wall used by the Tassadar. I want to jump over this really quickly and just check out this fight. That is going to be Saiyan trying to get this Phoenix a little bit lower. That will be the cleanse going up. Ball lightning connects onto one. They're jumping from player to player, and it will be the full use. I believe it's 6 jumps total. I think I'm wrong on that actually. We'll take a peek at it in just a second. Stukov with 32,000 healing. I just caught it really quickly, and I think just the Rhaegar has only 19,000, so Stukov really putting in that healing right there. And with the Siege Giant still here, they're going to go ahead and try and push in this bottom lane further. This is also going to be the Rhaegar coming back right now. They're going to be able to step forward, try and help up that friendly team. We do have the Tassadar showing in mid. Top lane is going to be recaptured by the Phoenix up there as well. I just want to jump onto who doesn't have a questing talent. There we go. So no channel availability for the Dragonite still. Solo mosh pit. He goes for the dance party. I like that. Look at Krovan's flank coming out once again. This is going to be the Tassadar trying to get some pressure. They use the massive shove, so that disengages a little bit. Now they're trying to back up. That is also going to be the Oracle used so they can see the enemy team, get some vision for the friendly members, and that nice force wall to disengage any sort of step up onto that Tassadar. But I think they might have just been going for the siege camp all along. The other thing to note, we're 7 minutes 33 seconds in this game. We still haven't had a Dragonite just yet. Cassian standing in front of the ETCs among us. And the Malthael gets picked off. My apologies. As they grab the siege camp for this bottom lane. Sylvanas did go into the Merc Queen at level... Oh, Rhaegar going to get picked off right there. But she is going to be going into that Merc Queen, so you can see them. They're actually going to get a little bit larger right there. They've also got that glow kind of going around their waist right there, so that just signifies that she is going to be buffing them by, I believe, 60% right there. What's the actual full verbiage on that? There we go. Oh, hold on. That's a sneaker right there. My apologies. I was wondering more about like talent descriptions, and let's actually look at the fact that we have a Dragonite being stolen away. First one of the game, but I think this is more of a denial than anything else. They actually, you know what? They'll get some mid lane value with this, but I think with where their positioning is on the map that we can see and we know, it seems like this Dragonite's more or less just going to be removed from the map, and that pressure isn't going to be there, and we'll see how this battle goes. Saiyan taking a lot of damage. Purification Salvo will be coming out. The last rites are going to be applied. They use the blink and they go down. The blink actually, I think, canceled out Purification Salvo there. If they would have actually just taken those shots, I don't know if last rites... I'm not sure. Private dance? Yes, thank you. Thank you, Terraz. Ball Lightning, I think, went out right there. Yeah, it's going to jump from another player, and they'll get the kill on the Joanna. That's going to be the Tassadar still in this Dragonite. 20 seconds left on it with 15%. Looks like, I mean, this is still pretty much the mid lane that we saw when this Dragonite first got picked up. Look at this Vala, though, in bottom lane. They're going to try and get this pick onto her. There's really no way for her to get out. Kick goes out onto one, and they get the pick onto Sylvanas as well. Really nice staggering and a death for the members of Beast Coast. And look at Malthael just pushing up this lane beyond the front tower, and they're just trying to push out the wave and wait for their own to come up here. That is going to be be the well going down. EMSA putting a lot of damage in his Malthael. They don't have last rights for 10 seconds, and they're going to just try and turn around onto this. Oh, the jukes back and forth. They're trying to steal some health, but that will be the Plasma Cutter. Right? Plasma Cutter? We're going to look at this really quickly. Plasma Cutter. Yeah, we had it right. Is going to be solidifying that kill. I like that. He should have just finished salvo, then blinked the damage. Yeah, exactly. It might have been one of those panics moments where it's just where they were trying. Maybe they thought they had enough shots from salvo going off that they would blink, or who knows? Maybe it was the panicked moment of just like, oh my god, they're gonna get me with the last rights. I better get him with my salvo, and you end up still getting picked off because you canceled out your salvo. Oh, it's just such a hard spot to be in. Either way, we are going to be seeing this bottom lane siege coming in here. Sylvanas will lock down the tower for a few seconds. That will be a nice Rain of Vengeance coming out. ETC didn't use Mosh Pit just yet. They're going to be grouping up a little bit here. That will be the Power Slide knockback. Doesn't knock them out of the Purification salvo, and a few of the members are very low here. They need to spread that pustule around before they have a lot of these kills coming through, and that will be ETC going down. Mega Muffin will be getting the pustule right there. They get one slow. The Ball Lightning goes out. Ripper will be the target, but they get enough healing, and they will be just fine. They'll be able to back right out of there. I love the denial into that push coming out from the members of Almost Legends Ruby. That's such a strong denial.
My beloved is gone, but his power remains.
Shrines activate here in 25 seconds. They'll have everyone up and available for this. I don't think this is going to be like a free Dragonite over to the members of Almost Legends Ruby, but still, they're going to be having some map pressure, map priority, and they probably will have their 16s ahead. We're pretty close when it comes to experience here. It's like neck and neck. I think that these teams will be having 16s just about in time, and we'll just see a delayed fight and a battle going out over these two shrines that are going to be activating. But look at bottom lane pressure. They open this up for themselves as well on the side of Almost Legends Ruby. And we'll check out our 16s in just a second here, as we do have one Force Wall. These Force Walls from Tacit are so annoying. If they go for the upgrade at level 20, this is just going to be. It's so. Oh my god. I got to use it in a brawl once, and it was the most annoying thing I felt like I could have done. At the end of it, I got a message from the enemy team. They're just like, "Your Force Walls are great," and I'm like, "Yeah." It's just so much fun when you can get those lockdowns, but this is going to be an engagement popping off in this bottom lane. Ripper trying to get the vault out right there. ETC does have the Mosh Pit. They're trying to find this setup right there, and there's just no one grouping up for it. They just don't want to get knocked out of it either. EMSA will be coming down to help out the friendly team, so it's a 5v5. There's going to be Siege Camp or Bruiser Camp in top lane pushing out. They have the ETC pushing forward, and you can see it's on a 10-second cooldown. They were going for that Mosh Pit right there. 5 seconds left on it. Huge Massive Shove coming out, and that's going to the Purification salvo going out. Oh no, that Force Wall way too good, and that's going to be a pick in favor for the members of Almost Legends Ruby. But will they even try and push this out, or even try and make a counter attempt? Channel's available in mid lane if the Phoenix can go for it. Mosh Pit coming out onto quite a few. This is going to be a free Dragonite, but oh, the Ancestral Healing is good on time, and they don't get the pick onto the Tassadar. The Dragonite was picked up as well. Can they chase this further into bottom lane? Force Wall to deny a couple. Power Slide. Going to be moving a couple members around here. Darkhawk so very low. No Ancestral Healing for the next 85 seconds. Do they just try and race against this Dragonite? It seems like it. They're all just rushing through bottom lane. Dragonite is going to be stepping forward onto the aggressive side of this, but Dragonite won't be able to end the game right here. If they actually can get this, they could potentially end. Malthael's back up. 14 seconds on Vala. 25 on Joanna. Or are they just going for the keep turnaround? I think it's going to be that. Malthael will be going for a bit of a defense. Woo! Someone was asking about a 13 talent for Stukov, I think. Does Stukov not take Verloon at level 13, or has he just not used it? Let me look. The healers are my worst hero in this game. I understand the least amount about their talents and stuff. They're going for this Phoenix. There was the sounds right there. Nice. Oh my, that was really, really good follow-up and communication coming out from Beast Coast. All right, Stukov, level 13. Detonate a way to pustule on the enemy. I think we actually just saw it right there. I think chat brought it up and it literally just happened. Okay. That's good to know. That's good. I now know that the yellow one at 13 is the one that it does that thing that I know that it... Which is, it's a horrible way to describe it, but this is how my brain works. Like, I look at the color of things and go, cool, it's that talent, because most of the talents I can do that. I can know roughly what the icon is and what it does. Malthael, for example, these two, gonna forget those all the time. Either way, let's look at this mid lane push right now, as that will be Dragonite ending. They get a decent amount of mid lane pressure, but I think they're trying to equalize this right now, coming out from Beast Coast, making sure that there's no periodic catapults going out against them, and they back out for now. 2 seconds left on Phoenix. They could continue to siege into that if they really wanted to. There we go. He got a good one. Yeah, yeah. That Phoenix combo right there was a really, really good combo. I like that one right there. Beast Coast will be going ahead and continuing just their pressure across this map. Let's actually look at the vision for them right now because we do have that up and available. So we saw a couple seconds ago that there are a couple members on the enemy side, and it looks like they're going to be trying to go for this wraparound right now. That's going to be Banshees from the Sylvanas trying to get into that backline, taps the well. They're going to be trying to go into this fight once again. ETC has Mosh Pit, and that's a massive shove onto the Joanna right there. That's going to be Ball Lightning jumping to quite a few. Mosh Pit onto just the Tassadar. Lurking Arm goes through into that bush as well. That's going to be Wailing Arrow. Malthael will be traded out, so 1 for 1 thus far. It's going to be Tassadar for the Malthael. Cassia with the big blow up, and they find a Phoenix right there. Nice follow-up. Ancestral Healing goes out onto Ripper, and Genki Boy going to be able to get a lot of control onto that Joanna, and they go down as well. 3 for 1, and they're chasing into bottom lane. Dragonite up in 7 seconds. Do they try and go for the Dragonite, or do they just go straight to end here? They've got a decent wave. Looks like Cassia may be rotating up into mid. Yeah, I think they want to try and grab the Dragonite and then end with that, but so they'll send Sylvanas into bottom lane. They'll send Malthael into top, because they actually have a bit of a faster movement speed, if I'm not mistaken. 150, 130, yeah, because it's 20% from the on a Pale Horse at level 1. I couldn't remember for a split second. I was like, is it mounted or is it just base speed? What are you doing, crazy? Sorry, Bandit's he's just throwing his toys around the room right now, so and now he's grabbing another one, but it's adorable. Anyways, bottom lane push is going to be coming in here. 20 talent tier is available for the members of Beast Coast. Can they end the game and take it in a 2-0 fashion? Let's pull away the talents. Let's see if that is a possibility. Just gonna click on one of these buildings just to get rid of our little talent. And Dragonite's here, 16 minutes into the game. They start wailing on this core. Everybody's up and available. Tassadar gets kicked away right there. That's going to be Force Wall behind a couple. And this is going to be a lot of damage going on to Malthael. And they're getting some decent healing as well. That's going to be Purification Salvo connecting onto quite a few. The shielding is just now going down, and they actually get the kill into Malthael. And I don't think they had any sort of buyback up, because look at their death timer right now. Dragonite being shredded here. This is going to be the core not falling as quickly as I was expecting it to, and they end up taking quite a few deaths right there. That's going to be Cassie and friends all going down. They're trying to make their way out of this. Can they make it out alive? Do we have a death mosh? We actually have Torbus for the mosh pit, and that's going to be on a 5-second cooldown right there. They're not able to use it, and they go down. This chasing through bottom lane, and that's going to be Stukov picked off. The enemy team wiped. Core at 47%. This is going to be Siege coming in through mid lane potentially. Can they just end with this? They've got no wave. Their siege power is pretty decent. They're going for it. What do we have for 20s on the other side? We have the upgrade for Tassadar, that Force Barrier. This is such an annoying talent. I hate playing against this so much. This should be game. I think we're going to game 3.
Blue team has destroyed a fort. Red team's core is under attack.
All that setup and Cassie and the DK. Yikes. What's up, Legacy? How's it going, bud? The GGs are called, and we're going to game number 3. GG. Well played. All right, I'm just letting the other team know that we're going to be late. Alrighty. Let's show stats once more. I feel like they either need to end without doing DK or put Malthael on DK and let Cassia hit core. Yeah, that was a really weird end. We playing Fight Night tonight. Nice! Good luck. I wish you all the best. What time does that start? Because I thought it started at they said 8 o'clock. I think on their Twitter or something like that, but I don't know. It was like EDT, PDT, Central. Oh, okay. Well, we don't have a player for our last game, apparently. Cool. Apparently one of the players had to get up and have a family, had to leave for a family emergency, like, now. All right. Whew. But yeah, Legacy, if you know what time that is, please share. Also, as I said, he went and got another toy. We just have to wait and find out if they have a sub. Nothing good. But thanks all for joining me. We do have another best of 3 coming up after this one. It is going to be a Division C matchup between Nexus Cats versus Save the Murloc. Excuse me. And then we could probably open up the bark box that we have sitting right there. I always wonder why there's like no Chromie play in these. If it's posted. Cats can wait if say the Murloc can wait. All right. Well, we just got to find out if we're gonna be getting if they have a sub or not. Oh, Chromie's a bad hero. That's why. Which team is missing someone? Almost Legends Ruby is missing someone. What's up, Suppa Goat? How you doing? They're currently looking to see. Oh. So what map? I think they got a sub. Okay, cool. All right, we got that. We got that. Who chose this map? They did. Okay. Because they wanted that. Alright, cool. I will make lobby. Alright, we got a game. We're not gonna have... I was about to be so salty if this just ended on a forfeit. I would have just been such a salty boy. I hate matches that end in that. Mostly because, like, I want to see the game. Which, she's my highest level here, and I can see she brings Jack of all... Chromie is easy to abuse and hard to get meaningful damage. So, I don't know. I think what Lorelei D'Angelo is kind of getting at is exactly the argument that I get into. Not argument, but just like the conversation I have with a lot of people is just like, for example, like I love Asmodan. That's pretty clear. I have an emote of him in my channel. But it's one of those things that like there are better heroes in the game that you could be utilizing instead. Like, for example, if I was to argue, oh man, Asmodan's great on Infernal Shrines because he's great at wave clear and also great for shrine clear. Well, that's great. Gul'dan can do that, Kael'thas can do that, Jaina can do that, and they're all more impactful than Asmodan. Way more impactful, I would say. So it becomes that exact same argument. It's like, all right, cool, like Chromie's strong, she can get tons of value, but we could probably get the same, if not better value with like a Hanzo, you know? And it also comes down to comfortability. Like if I was playing competitively in probably Division D where I belong, I would just play Asmodan. I'd just be there and having fun playing Asmodan. If I was playing competitive, like if I was tryharding and like I was in Div B and A and all of that, which I never would be, I don't think I'd be playing that Asmodan all the time. I'd be playing things like Hanzo, playing things like Falstead, like you know, Sonya and Solo Lane, like just focusing on a lot of those, like. So it's all that. There's a lot of back and forth. All right, I think we're getting the rest of the teams in here, right? Are teams getting in here? Yeah. I don't know what's going on. I'm just gonna let them figure it out. But yeah. I love, oh my god. Buried alive on Leoric? Yes. So much value. Are we? There. Okay. Okay, cool. We're getting everybody in here. I was just like, where's the team? Oh, alright. Well, apparently not. Buried alive on Zarya. Ooh. From his new W also is contingent on her forcing the enemy to choke enemies and being potatoes and literally walking into your chain of... Yeah. One team's ready. Okay. I don't... Instead of just... fucking wage. Oh, man. Just a good... Okay. Let's go. We got our game number 3. Let's get into it. Alrighty, everybody. We are going to be making our way into Battlefield of Eternity for our game number 3. Thank you all so much for joining me this evening. We are going to be going ahead and taking a peek at these map picks because that's something we haven't highlighted just yet properly. Almost Legends won the coin flip. They went ahead and had map priority for game number 1. Which means they have band priority as well. Volskaya Foundry and Alterac Pass were banned out by them. Tomb of Spider Queen and Braxis Holdout were banned out by the members of Beast Coast. First Hollow was the first map chosen by Almost Legends Ruby and lost by them. They opted for map pick for game number 2 and took us to Dragonshire where they won it. And now, game number 3. They won it first pick on the side of Beast Coast, so they have to take us to Battlefield of Eternity on the side of Almost Legends Ruby. Thank you all so much for joining me this evening as we get into our game number 3 of our first best of 3 of the night. We got another one right after this. They all have agreed so far to wait for us, I think. I think one player has agreed to it. I don't know if the other team has yet. We'll see. I sent a heart and I'm praying that they said yeah. But yeah, we are going to be a little bit slow on this. Turn cam on Mandime? What? I missed something right there. But either way, let's get into this draft a little bit here. Kael'thas and Greymane will be banned out. Kael'thas actually being banned out quite a bit here. I think there might be a player that they just don't want to deal with on that end. Greymane extremely strong within the oh my god, the Immortal race, and he's actually notably the strongest from the baseline. We do have Alarak and Hanzo being banned on the left-hand side. More race potential being removed, as well as the aggression from Alarak. We have Vala first pick on the right-hand side, and old tried and true on Battlefield of Eternity with the Hungering Arrow build. We haven't seen her for quite some time. She's coming right back into this. She had a little bit of changes, I think, in that last movement patch. We have Li Ming on the left. It's a really strong pickup right there, and an Ana to go into it. I like that duo right there. The nano-boosted Li Ming is really strong. We could see Aetherwalker here, which buffs out the magic missile so you can poke into these immortals a little bit better. Gul'dan is fixed. Cho'Gall is... Oh. Break me off a piece of that? Imagine being a Mandime and not knowing what a Mandime is. Sorry. I leave my house like 3 times a week. Groceries one day, I go over to my friends and play video games on like Mondays, which I realize I picked up games on Monday, so I'll have to figure out when to do that. And then to go to the bar on Friday. There's like 3 times I leave my house during the week, so I'm sorry, I don't know what a man dime is, but if that's towards me, you're a sweetie. All right, we have Vala, Lieutenant Morales, Mephisto on the right-hand side. Looks like we're going to be having a Mephisto battery in a sense, or as well as a Vala battery. In the right of just actually that's what we used to have with Gul'dan, but in the true battery form. But we do have that just constant healing coming out. That safeguard will be a really big opportunity for them. And then Stim Drone is a great tool. They also could juice pirates, maybe? I don't know. We'll see what happens with this draft. ETC will be banned out, as we did see a lot of great ETC play coming out from the members of Beast Coast. They Gingy Boy, I think it is, or I think I'm saying it right, is going to be played an amazing ETC through a lot of these games, so they take that out. And then Diablo just being removed is a lot of aggression, but the Anub'arak is still up and available, and and they're going to be able to, Psycho Bear, how you doing? Thanks for coming by. Lunara with the Anub'arak. I like the Lunara here. She's actually seen quite a lot of play lately, and her race on the Immortal is extremely strong if she does go into the Nature's Calling at level 4, because it did have it was moved from, I think, 7 to 4, which gives her a lot more race potential on this map. That was a long time ago, though. I don't hate the Fisto. I don't either, but I love seeing a nice Chen here. Pandemonium in play. Do we get Wandering Keg, or do we just get Storm, Earth, and Fire? Storm, Earth, and Fire? No, Wind and Fire? I always mess it up. I think it's Storm, Earth, and Fire. But Garrosh with it as well, so for some displacement, some slow, the AoE lockdown from Warlord's Challenge is really strong with that, and so they're going to need a solo laner on the side of Almost Legends Ruby.
I hear the call of the wild.
Oh, okay. I like that. I like that a lot. Movement was big on her. More health and 16 talent for more spell damage. It's strong these days. That's what it is. Thank you so much, Goliath. I knew she had some like small changes as well, like a little bit of quality of life. Storm, Earth, and Fire. Thank you. Thank you, Ghost Bear. I seriously forget that all the time. I think it's because I want to say like Storm, like, you know, like the band, which I can't remember their name now, and all I can think about is just it's Storm, Earth, and Fire with there's the bad flute version of God, hold on, I have to look it up. Storm, Earth, and Earth, Wind, and Fire. There we go. I'm a potato. Okay, cool. Sorry, I'm gonna play you all something that's horrible after this. Earth, Wind, and Fire. Thank you, Ghost Bear. Thank you so much. Let's get into our game number 3, everybody. On the left-hand side, we got the members of Almost Legends Ruby. We've got Hoedown going to be on the Rexar. We're going to be having the Lunara played by Emsa. Ripper will be on the Anub'arak. Krovan will be on the Li Ming. And Tribulation will be on the Ana.
In 10 seconds.
Yes, September. I'm honestly, I just make my brain just completely... Earth, Wind, and Fire? Yeah. On the right-hand side, we got the members of Beast Coast. We're going to be having Saiyan on the Chen. Moving on into our bottom lane, we're going to be having Gingy Boy going to be on the... oh my god. Garrosh. We're going to be Mega Muffin on the Vala. Monkus will be on the Mephisto, and Sirius is going to be on the Lieutenant Morales. We do have... we don't have... Unyielding Power at level 1. We don't have the Skull Missile build. We're actually going to be seeing Shade of Mephisto going and buffing out that, but it looks like that's everything they needed to do right there, is they solidify a first kill onto Li Ming immediately in this game. And something I want to highlight, because I like to do this lately, is just highlighting how much early game experience kills really give over. I think this is still our first wave of minions coming in, and you can already see that it's doubled the amount of heroic experience coming in, so it kind of shows right there that early game kills, while they are impactful and they do allow you to push up into the gate, as we just saw right there, and give you a little bit more dominance, they don't yield as much as just kind of clearing the waves and making sure. So it's just something to take in your own games. Just early game, there's no Not that there's no point, but it's just keep in mind that Bloodlust in the early game isn't that valuable, mostly soaking, and once you get to that, I'd say like 5, 6, 7 area, that's really where the experience from these kills starts to stack up and roll in favor for your friendly team. Regardless, we are going to be kind of breaking off into this game. Let's actually take a peek in top lane. Bottom lane's a little... Hold on, Garrosh doing a little bit of a wrap around here. They're going to get the toss onto MSA. They're going to be focusing onto them. But multi-shot goes out, and they actually still get the kill. Last little auto going out, and it's going to be another kill. And so, for example, let's actually note that right there. It could be 346. So still, it's just minion waves are just going to be the main source of your experience this early game, and just those early game kills will just slow down the enemy team, and that allows you to do things like this, grabbing the siege camp, jumping up into the top lane where we haven't got to watch much. We do have Chen versus the Rexar. We are going to be seeing the Eye of the Tiger for the Chen, and then we are going to be seeing the easy prey for the Rexar. Chen, don't be rude. Misha extra tricks for Mephisto CDI. I'm really excited to see how this game is going to progress between the two teams and who's actually going to be really start to stack up and start to roll forward with this, because there's a lot of good aggression and a lot of good power on both these sides. It's just who's going to be able to hit those kind of power spikes first and who's going to kind of dominate some of these fights. We do see the announcement for the Immortal happening right here. Let's actually go ahead and get some vision for these players and just get an idea. We see that the red team right now, they're going to be, they can count a couple members in bottom lane. They know that there's going to be a Misha Bear in top. And let's actually jump over to the opposing side. And they're going to be doing the exact same thing. They're grabbing these bruiser camps. And the one thing I like to highlight here is grabbing these bruiser camps a little bit late in the Immortal spawning phase is your best bet. Like right as they spawn is the best time to do this, because it'll delay out the time it goes into the wave, which means, or into the lane, which means then the enemy team has to just rotate out a little bit later during the Immortal phase rather than during the initial where you can get the fast clear. We can see that Misha and Rexar are still in that top lane getting the clear onto that camp. Bottom lane starting to push in. They're going to have to respond to that at some point. This is going to be the halfway phase in favor for the members of Beast Coast, but they actually break off the Mephisto, and we can actually see the vision right now. They know that Mephisto is maybe not showing, so they stepped out. They backed off from that as they actually will be coming back into this lane and trying to help out, or back to this objective, trying to help with the friendly team. That's going to be a stagger from this Chen and a lot of follow-up CC onto them. They're taking so much damage, and the Lieutenant Morales is trying to heal. They're trying to drink through the pain, and they will be going down. That will be the first blood for the members of Almost Legend Ruby, as they are going to be defending this fairly well, but the poke damage coming in from the enemy team is going to be fairly strong as the Shade of Mephisto will be going out. Skull Missile not connecting. Nice sleep dart from the Ana as well. Mega Muffin going to be getting pushed back here. Emsa getting a lot of good damage out onto them. Healing out, going to be good right there. That's going to be the toss out onto Ripper into the friendly team realistically, and that is a little bit of a rough spot as they go ahead and use that Shade of Mephisto. No one going for the defense at this time. Meanwhile, that camp in bottom lane did just end or get cleared out, so they'll be able to have that pressure. They don't need to worry about that pressure any longer, as I think we've kind of reset around this Immortal phase in a sense, and they're just kind of waiting to see who can step further forward onto this. And so far, they're going to be able to poke this out, and this is going to be a fairly strong Immortal in favor for the members of Beast Coast going into... I didn't look at the lanes, but it's going to be top. Okay. And for anyone wondering how you can tell right there, oh, I gotta go. I really wanted to watch this, but my team is playing G2G, folks, and it's a good final round. Well, thanks for coming by, Goliath. Thank you for the follow. Thank you for hanging out, and I'm glad you found a great place to watch more games. But thank you all so much for hanging out. I apologize for not catching many more of you in chat if I didn't say hi already, but that is going to be top lane pressure coming in. And for anyone, as I was trying to note beforehand, if you're wondering why the Immortal goes in the top lane, it will always go to the most well-defended lane. This top had the least amount of damage onto its front gate, as bottom lane did already have some done onto it. And so that's just something to note, and you can take that into your own games. Also to note, wow, Lunara going to get picked off right at the end right there. But the other thing to note, too, is maps like this and Braxis Holdout have the same mechanic, where the boss on Braxis Holdout will prioritize the more well-defended lane. So if you've got Zerg Wave coming up into your bottom lane, or you've got a Zerg Wave in your favor going in through bottom, and that bottom is really well defended, that stacked boss is going to be going right there, and you get tons of value with that. But speaking of tons of value, they managed to get a kill right at the start of that. This Immortal is going to be now in its melee range as it lost that shielding, and I think they should be able to get the keep front gate here, but beyond that, I think staying any longer is going to be a little bit of an overextension, and they know that themselves, so they're going to back off. Meanwhile, in bottom lane, Chen will just rotate down here and go ahead and grab this camp. Do they have any idea that this is happening? Will they send the Misha Bear for any sort of scouting onto this? High-pitched voice, but broadcaster, what if the structures are equal? Pushes the same lane as the hard camp. What? I'm confused. Reset for Li Ming right there as Chen will go ahead and kill Chen. Didn't know that they also had a sixth player on the side of Almost Legends Ruby as that Chen. That is going to be the Misha Bear getting picked off by the Garrosh right there as Monkus will be stepping forward. Going to use a little of that Shade of Mephisto to scout out for the friendly team. They don't have a toss, and they're just going to be trying to stay on this point for as long as they can. They don't have 10 talent here either to have any sort of that Warlord's Challenge pressure, but that is a nice toss going out. They also get a great ground breaker onto quite a few. That's going to be Mephisto almost getting the pick onto Ripper, who does pop that little bit of shielding. Vala's going to go ahead and try and get some burst out into EMSA, and they... Oh, that was like 9 health we saw right there. Fro, how's it going, bud? Thanks for coming by. Bridge to Nowhere, thank you for the follow as well. I appreciate that, my friend. Okay. Immortal spawn in 20-some seconds. We are going to be having both of these shaman camps up and available. Look at this. Look at Chen right now, this aggression. The way that he's posturing makes me feel like he's gonna go Wandering Keg, and Hoedown getting thrown into that, not thrown, but getting pushed out right there. Bruiser camp will be picked up on the left-hand side, same as the right. Okay, sorry. I was making sure that I wasn't missing any messages about the upcoming match after this one. Oh, they finally fixed Chen killing himself not being worth XP. How do you know where the Immortals will be half the time? Oh, if you're actually wondering, so we're in observer mode right now, but then in your own games you can take this. So right now on our minimap, you can see where my cursor is. There's that little axe. That is going to be it's showing the defense and the attack for the blue side, because that's what it does for observer mode. So if you're wondering yourself when it's spawning, I can actually point it out the next cycle we have if we do get a next one, how it works out. But you can see the shield right now, that's defense, so you know that this is going to be yours because they are going to be showing up on the minimap ahead of time. And then you are also going to be having the immortal with the attack symbol will be for the blue side, at least, as I said, in your observer mode. In your games, it will always be attack is attack and defend is defend, and it will just be that way for you always right there. But it's 10 talent here for both sides. We also do have the hold on, Warlord's Challenge goes out onto Ripper. They're going to get a decent amount of damage. They aren't going to be using anything else just yet. I was waiting to see, do we actually get the Consumed Soul? I couldn't remember it off the top of my head. I was like, it's not Durance of Hate. It's not Durance of Hate. But we also do get the Storm, Earth, and Fire from that Chen. See if they pop that anytime soon right now, as that will be a very low... oh my god, excuse me. I inhaled and just my own body's trying to take me out right there. But it's going to be Chen and the Garrosh being taken off right there. It's really, really good setup so far for the members of Almost Legends of Ruby. Wow. Sorry about that. Sorry for coughing in the mic. It just like, I inhaled and it was just like, nope, you're not going to be able to talk all of a sudden. Oh, that's a really good follow-up. Good chain CC onto Monkus, and that's going to be Mephisto going down. We are going to be having these Immortals slowly, you know, Lunar is slowly going through this, and I think Vala was just trying to put that little bit of damage into this. That is also going to be Chen kicking in. Can they burn through these? This is actually going to be Chen finishing this out. Meanwhile, they have a fight breaking out below us. That's going to be the Warlord's Challenge just to slow them down. That will be the Immortal phase ending in favor once again for Beast Coast, and this will be going into the bottom lane. As noted, it's the most well-defended lane. It's going to be this one right here. Chen is going to be having these pals running around the map right now. Can they actually get... No, they're going to back right out of there. I think they might have... They probably saw it, and I guess they'll just back off. It ended. They'll tap well and either keep pushing top lane or join the friendly team. I would be thinking at this point they might join the friendly team. You can actually see them rotating on the minimap. No, Hero deaths give XP, not kills. Honey? I'm confused. Oh, Shadonis, how's it going? Sorry, I almost missed you there. Thanks for coming by. EMSA will be picked off. Immortal will be losing its shielding. As you can see, that top bar is completely gone. So when it loses that shielding, it actually moves into melee range, as I noted before, and it's going to be attacking this keep front gate. Seems like this will be the same amount of value they got from the last one. They'll get a fort, they'll get a keep front gate, and I think they'll just be able to back off after this. Meanwhile, in top lane, Chen will be trying to push back this Rexar from getting too much value up here. They're actually going to be staying for quite some time. Toss goes out onto Vala, who I missed it completely. I don't think that there's any way that they pulled him back, and maybe the Garrosh threw them in, but this is going to be, look at Hoedown coming in here. That's the Bestial Wrath coming out from the Misha Bear? No, actually not yet. I thought I just heard that roar, but look at this Lieutenant Morales. Unfortunately, She's going to be going down. That's going to be a reset for that Li Ming, and they managed to even that out right there. 6-4 in kills, 13-13 in levels. Let's go ahead and cycle through some of our numbers, and we'll check out the 13 talent tiers afterwards. Chen, we'll go ahead and grab the siege camp in top lane. How do you know when the next immortals spawn 2 minutes after the last one fell? I think it's yeah, 1 minute 30 to the announcement, 2 minutes to the actual spawn, if I'm not mistaken. And it's immediately when it falls. So for anyone who I was noting before who was wondering, so as I said, we're seeing the vision for the blue team, at least for the setup for the immortals. The members of Almost Legend Ruby Immortal will be on this left-hand side of the map, and the attacking side will be the one that they want. The right-hand side will be the one that they want to attack and burn down to get it themselves. Follow up onto Saiyan right now. There's a lot of damage coming out. Do they have the Panda Pals in time? They do. Storm, Earth, and Fire will be popped. That's going to be the Warlord challenge going on to 1. They're trying to focus on the Krovan, and they aren't able to get this Li Ming just yet, but they find her right there. Now Tribulation in the backline is going to get targeted. They also found a Lunara during there. Ana goes down. All that is left is going to be Ripper and Hoedown, and they back off right there. Now there's camp in top lane, camp in bottom lane. They could rotate into top and try and push this in and get themselves a keep, or they can just go ahead and back off and burn through the Immortal. Seems like they're just going to be going for the top lane pressure. Ooh, hold on. If they can stagger out Desier, that'll be huge. That's going to be the toss going on to Hoedown. They will pick off the Rexar right there. Ripper will get a little bit of a stun. They could just rotate the Vala back, but seems like... Actually, no, they can't, because she's dead. My apologies. They are going to be stepping forward, going for this keep. Consistent catapult pressure to this top lane will be really impactful for them, but a lot of the enemy team is going to be back up and alive. Can they get this and also make it out alive? Because this might have been a bad idea stepping this far forward. They might be able to turn this around and then turn this in their favor and grab the Immortal. Lunara with these leaping strikes so far, but the healing from Lieutenant Morales is good for now. That is going to be the Consumed Soul coming out. They get the hit, and I think this is also going to slow them down a little bit because there is a slow on top of it. We see a retreat ping, but I don't know who it is. I don't know whose vision do I have. I have it for the red team actually. They're gonna cycle back. Vala's back up and alive, and they're gonna go for the burn onto this Immortal, and their race is pretty decent. Let's actually look at those talents once again. I didn't really highlight those beforehand. As that's gonna be the Indomitable used. Also Cleanse going out onto this Garrosh. And Sirius is just getting the healing at range that they can. They don't have that 16 talent tier increased range for the healing beam. Whether or not they go into that is completely up to them, but they want to try and find this 16 talent tier and then maybe try and turn this around for the next Immortal phase, or for this Immortal phase. Look at Chen. And they know this too, like this is they see this on the map. We have vision for the blue team right now, who's just going through the Immortal burn, and they're going to try and take it to the halfway point. And they're pretty even between the two when it comes to health. I mean, we're looking at like, what, a 500 difference roughly? A little bit less than that, leaving with one little wave of force to push him back a little bit. It's a 20-second cooldown if I'm not mistaken. And it's a little bit of force, but it's also going to slow them down a bit. 16 talent tiers here. Bottom lane is pushed out. They're on a bit of a ticking time bomb as they need to respond to that. And this is going to be both teams kind of going for the defense here. Monkus in the backline trying to get some damage out here. Throws out a little bit. That's going to be the toss out. Warlord challenge on the Li Ming, and they get the kill right there. Emsa diving into the backline with these leaping strikes. Doesn't actually get the damage, I think, of the Vala, as they were web wrapped right at the end of that, and that's going to be them. The cleanse going out onto the Garrosh, and they're going to be able to step further forward here as the Ana does go down. Last little bit of damage goes into the Rexar. Kicks coming out from Chen. They do have the Storm, Earth, and Fire if they want to use it, and that's going to be utilized right there. They're going to be able to dive forward and get a little bit of a stun here. Do they actually dive over the gate? They do, and that's going to be the Lunara going down. Ripper is going to be the next target. They back off of the Immortal. Actually, no. Vala was on the Immortal phase the entire time. Sierras, do they have one grenade? No, they're just like, whatever, we don't want to chase you, we're going to take down the keep. And that will be Immortal going into the bottom lane, as noted. Bottom lane keep still up and available, but I don't think they really care about that. They want to try and end here, and they need to do it fast. The death timers are still, not still, but are very, very low for the enemy team. Dropping by to say hi before obsing for something. Have a great stream. Thanks so much, Kage. Have fun tonight. Good luck, and do an amazing job, as you always do in your observation for the event that I know that you're casting that I'll probably host into when I'm done streaming. But yeah, thank you so much for dropping by. I appreciate it, my friend. Ripper going to be able to get out of here. That's going to be the Immortal working its way through bottom lane. They're still battling it out in this top lane. That's going to be 15, 16 talent tier, just not around the corner yet. And they're chasing out to this, oh my god, Lunara with the leaping strikes onto a couple. That's going to be Garrosh with the web wrap thrown onto them. The Immortal is on the core. They're still chasing this. Ripper is going to have a lot of damage thrown on them. 69 nice health on that core as the Immortal continues to bash into this. Bush into it. But that's going to be Tribulation focus. That's going to be also the Consumed Souls going out, and they're not, well, no, they still find the kill, and Vala with the auto attack speed will go ahead and confirm, and that's going to be game number 3 over to the members of Beast Coast. They take the series 2-1. GG. Well played. True Mr. Fu, thank you so much for subscribing with your Twitch Prime here.